Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. In today's video tutorial I'm gonna show you how to make this mini puzzle bag. It's pretty easy to make and the final result is gorgeous. It will be a hit. For this pattern we are starting by making the flap which gives the bag this puzzled look. First we are starting by making the flap and then continue making the body of the bag. The materials that you will need for this project: this yellow bag is made with cotton macrame, but I know that for some of you it's hard to find this yarn, so I made another one with a bulky weight yarn. This blue one is made with bulky weight yarn and it's pretty gorgeous as well. So if don't mind if you don't have cotton macrame. The yarn that I'm using for this bag is Color Made Easy by Liam brand. You can make it in one color or in two color as I did in this one. Also you will need a metal chain. Mine is 1 meter long, a few stitch markers, a 6mm crochet hook as we are using bulky weight yarn, metal snaps. They are sewable. It's important to use sewable ones. We will need 2 of them, and metal ring clasps with opening. The final measurements of my bags are 9 inches in length, 6 inches in height, and the depth of the bag is 2 inches. If you are ready, let's start with the tutorial. For the pattern I am using a Color Made Easy yarn by Liam brand. It's a chunky weight yarn and a 6mm crochet hook. It's better if you use a chunky bulky weight yarn. We are starting by making a foundation chain of 36. We are starting with the longer panels. So chain 36, 2. I finished the foundation chain, and now make slip stitch into the second chain from your hook. 1, 2. Insert your hook into the second chain, yarn over and pull through, pull through. Make slip stitch across the chain. We are making slip stitch into each stitch across. When you reach the last chain, chain 1 and turn your work. Again, this is the very first stitch. We will skip this as the chain 1 is counted as a stitch and this is counted as the first slip stitch. So insert your hook into the next. We are working only in the back loop now. All the rows will be worked in back loop only. So insert your hook this is the front as we are going in rows, and make a slip stitch. Then again into the next and make a slip stitch. Repeat this till the end. All the panels are worked only with a slip stitch. Continue this and repeat these rows till you have repeat these rows till row 7. Each panel is made of 7 rows. We are only making slip stitch into the back loop till the end, chain 1 turn, and again 7 rows for each panel. I finished the 7th row of the panel. Now I will show you how to make the second panel and the rest of the panels. Do not fasten off your yarn. As you can see, we will continuously join them. And chain 35, 1, 2, 3, 37, chain 37, we will leave one chain between the panels. It will be easy when we join the flap into this puzzled hook. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. I've made my 37 chains, and again we are making the same as we did in the first panel. Make a slip stitch into the second chain and make slip stitch across till the end, and just repeat the same as we did for the first panel. As I said, each panel is made of 7 rows, so make 7 rows of slip stitch, and don't forget that we are working in the back loop only after the first row, so row 2 to 7 are worked in back loop only. Let me finish my you need to make 4 long panels, then I will show you how to make the short ones. Let me finish my panels and see you for the short ones. I finished the long panels. These will be the horizontal ones, and I fastened off, and we'll start to make the short ones. But if you wish, you can continue making the short one as we did with these panels. Just make the chain of the short ones right after you make the last long one. I will make them separately like this. So let's start with the short panels. For the short panels, I use 2 colors for my puzzle bag, but as I showed you, the yellow one is made with only 1 color, so you can just make it and 1 color as well. Take your yarn and start with a foundation chain of 26 stitches. Here is one thing for the bag. In this yellow bag, as you can see on the flap, we have a bigger gaps, and in this one here we have smaller gaps. I will tell you why is that, because usually the starting chain of the longer horizontal panels must be the number of your short panels. For example, we have 5 panels with 7 rows, so 5 7 is 35 stitches. That's why we made 35 stitches and foundation chain of 36. We have 35 stitches in each panel and 7 rows. The short ones, the length of the short ones must be equal to this side, which means 4 times 7, and it makes 28 stitches. But when you make it 28 stitches, you will have a bigger gaps. That's why I tried to make them a little shorter and made mine with 25 stitches. This one, the blue one, these ones are with 25 stitches, so I will make it like that again. And to do so, we are starting with chain of 26. 1, 2. And we are repeating just the same as we did with the longer ones. We are making slip stitch into the second chain from your hook, and we are making slip stitch till the end of the row of the foundation chain. Just make slip stitch into each chain till the end, and again chain 1, turn your work. We are skipping the first stitch and work a slip stitch into the back loop of the next stitch, and repeat this till the end like this. As I said, we are making 5 short panels with 25 stitches each, and again the rows are 7. I have finished this for the tutorial, and let's put together the flap. These are the horizontal ones and these are the short ones. We are making that if this is on top, this goes below, and then the next stripe is above and the horizontal one is below. So it will be like a puzzle. Then again, if this is up, this goes down. And this is how it should look in the end. Then take a few stitch markers, as now we will join the whole flap together, and it will be easier if you use stitch markers. So secure the first stitch of both. Then go to the next corner and put a stitch marker again. And each flap is made, each panel is made with 7 rows, but we will not join all the 7 stitches. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and put a stitch marker. Then again skip 1 stitch and count and put a stitch marker into the next stitch and the panel down, and count again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the 6th one and the other corner of the panel. Repeat this for these both sides, as here they are joined together and it will be easier to join them. We are closing only the open side. Let me put my markers and I will show you how to join the flap. I placed my stitch markers, and take your main color. For me it's the white blue. Insert your hook into the first stitch of one of the corners. Take one of the corners, insert your hook into the first stitch of the first panel and into the first stitch of the second panel. Then pull a loop, chain 1 and start joining. For the corner, this is the corner stitch we are making, this is the first stitch, chain 1 again and single crochet into the same stitch. Then join with single crochet by inserting your hook into the next stitch of the upper panel and then through the back panel. To make sure that your hook is going through both of the panels. And repeat this for each stitch. You should have 6 stitches for each panel. One, two, three, 4, 5 and 6. Then continue to the next. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can also join it with slip stitch. Both are okay, but if you are making it one color, it will be better with slip stitch, and if you are using 2 colors, it will be better with single crochet, as you will prevent this part of showing. Look at here, this is, and this is the solid color one. You can see it's better with slip stitch. Continue joining with single crochet on both the panels, and I will show you the corner one more time. When you reach the last stitch, which is the corner, make 1 single crochet, chain 1 single crochet into the same stitch, and just continue joining for all of the sizes. I forgot to tell you that it will be better if you wave your ends in before joining the flap. I am showing you a little more from the next side. It is the same for all of the sides. Just continue joining with single crochet. Let me finish my joining of the flap, and I will show you how to continue making the back itself. I joined my flap and I reached the last stitch here. I will show you how to perfectly finish this part. Fasten off, leave a longer tail, and before do not join with slip stitch. When you are making the last single crochet, chain 1 and take the yarn. Then take a tapestry needle and insert your tapestry needle around the V-stitch of the first single crochet, like that. Pull the yarn and then insert your needle back into the chain 1. and then pull. This is how we make a perfect finish. Wave the end in. It's time to start the body, which is this part. The body is made with thermal single crochet, which makes the bag more sturdy and it will be more durable. As you can see, it's not so elastic and flexible, which will make the bag to keep the shape. Take your hook and your main color and place the flap with the right side facing you. Then go to the left corner, not the right one, to the left, and insert your hook into the chain space. Pull a loop and chain one. Then turn your work, and again we will work into the back loop of the stitch only. So make single crochet, but as there is difference between the thermal stitch and the slip stitch in width and height, we will skip a few stitches here. So skip the first stitch and make single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch. One single crochet. Then continue making single crochet into the next 5 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then skip the next stitch and make single crochet into the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue making single crochet across and just skip one more stitch, this one for example, and we are skipping 3 stitches. It doesn't matter in which exactly which stitches, just skip 3 stitches while we are making single crochet across. Work in the back loop only. It's very important that you are working into the back loop only. And we are making the last single crochet into the last stitch. Do not work in the corner chain space. Chain 1 and turn your work. And it's time to make the thermal single crochet. As you can see, here is the front loop of the single crochet that we worked in the previous row. And again, insert your hook. This is the very first stitch here. Don't skip that stitch. Insert your hook into the back loop of that stitch and into the corresponding front loop of the previous row, like this. Then make a single crochet and again repeat the same. Insert your hook into the back loop of the next stitch and the corresponding front loop of the previous row, and just make single crochet. This is the thermal single crochet into the back loop of the next stitch and the corresponding front loop of the previous row. Continue making thermal single crochet across till the end. I finished my row. Now we will continue making thermal single crochet. So chain 1 and turn your work. You will see that it is the same as we did in the previous row. So just I'm showing you one more time the thermal single crochet. Insert your hook into the back loop of the single crochet and then into the front loop, the corresponding of the front loop of the corresponding stitch in the down below, and just make single crochet. Then again into the back loop of the next stitch and corresponding stitch down below. in the back loop and corresponding stitch down below. Just continue making the thermal single crochet. Here is a little trick how to count your rows. When you continue making the thermal stitch, you will have this kind of rows. Each of these rows is counted is equal to 2 rows of the thermal single crochet. So you need to have 25 of these rows. Let me finish my rows and see you in the making of the sides of the bag. After you have finished the body and the flap of the bag, it's time to make the sides. For the sides we are again using the thermal stitch, and this time we will start with a foundation chain. It's a 4 stitches in width, and we are starting by making a foundation chain of 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now make single crochet into the second chain from your hook. 1, 2, and make single crochet across. Chain 1 and turn your work. When you turn your work, we are again making a thermal single crochet. This time we are working in the back loop, and these stitches here of the foundation chain, these loops will be the front loops. So insert your hook into the back loop of the single crochet and into the corresponding chain and make a single crochet. Then again into the back loop of the next stitch and into the corresponding front loop. One more time, and again in the last. Chain 1, turn your work, and continue repeating this same row. Insert into the back loop, then into the corresponding front loop down. Chain 1, turn. This is the 4th row. Just repeat the same that we did in the previous 3. For the side, you need to make 16 rows, or as I said, 8 rows of the thermal single crochet. Each row equals 2 rows. Let me finish my second side, as I made this previous for the tutorial, and I will show you how to attach all the pieces together. I have finished my sides. It's time to join all the pieces together. You will need a few stitch markers again, and a tapestry needle. Take your body, the body of the bag, take one of the sides. When you finish the sides, leave longer tail for sewing. Take the side and a stitch marker. Insert the stitch marker on the very first stitch of the side and attach it to the first stitch of the back. Now let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows of this thermal stitch, and we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we will place the second stitch marker onto that 9th row. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Like that. Then we will join the flat part. Again we have 4 stitches, so it means 4 rows. 1 2 3 4 bumpy, and then again 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Insert the stitch marker into the 9th row and on the top of the other side of the mini side part, like that. Then go to the next side. Again we are joining the first stitch with the first stitch of the side, and we are counting. As you can see, this is the corresponding row. Just repeat the same for this side. Again, so both sides to be equal and the back to be not unshapen, take a stitch marker and just follow the same row with this side, this row here. This is how it will look when we join it. Then take your tapestry needle. As I said, I left one longer tail on each side, so it will be easier to sew and less ends to weave in. Insert it into the back, then onto the side through the first stitch. And just continue with corresponding stitches to make it even. And just sew all the way around the side. Join both the side and the back. Continue joining this side, then join the other side. Let me finish my join and I will show you how to sew the snaps. It's time to put the snaps. Take your snaps and sew them on both sides, on the very bottom of your flap, on the both sides, on the right and the left, and on the bottom of your bag's body. Sew them like you are sewing a button. I finished putting my bag, all the pieces of the bag together, and this is how it will look in the end. This is the sides. It's time to put the chains and the metal rings. As I said, we need 2 pieces of rings, of clasp ring, which is like this, it could be open, and a metal chain. The length of this chain is 1 meter. Take your bag and your ring, insert it on the first puzzle like this. Then do the same for the other side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 into the 5th. So I will put it in the 5th stitch again, this one. This is the final look of this puzzle bag. I just saw that the sides are a little bit shorter, so you can add 1 or 2 more rows for the sides, so it will come to here and it will be more close, but it depends on you. So if you like this video tutorial, please subscribe to our channel and ring the bell button so you will get a notification whenever we have a new video tutorial for you. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.